The 60, limitation and acceptance. This is your personality sun or your conscious core essence. You will have laws, limitation, or distraction as your purpose. When we look here at the fourth variation of the right angle cross of laws, you can clearly see how our genetic system is structured as we've gone through most of the gates in the hexagrams here. There is a genetic system, there's a genetic structure, and all the components are absolutely necessary, and they're necessary for humanity. And what we need to have is rules. And there are rules within our bodies, and the moment that those rules are broken, we can become very sick. So there are rules, basic rules, and those things that need to be a part of our world. These are what's necessary. Everything in this, in the human design mechanical look at it, everything's necessary. Because the nature of the hexagram structure itself, the laws themselves are really not rigid. Now, they can get rigid in terms of a human's lifetime, but they are all, in fact, very flexible and will change over time. And the impact that we see in the juxtaposition crosses and in our left angle crosses, they provide us with that mutative energy. They always bring that mutative energy in. Now, when we're looking at the 60, remember, this is mutative energy. It's providing mutative energy, but is providing that mutative energy from a traditional view. Meaning, we have to have old laws, old genetic laws that are written right there, old genetic laws, old laws on our books. They're all there so that we can then build off of it. And the 60s bringing us, hey, this is the law. This is what has always been, and this is what will continue to be. So, thou shalt not kill, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, and thou shalt love thy neighbor. These are kind of rules they're traditional rules. They're built right into us. And then what we see here in this right angle cross of laws is that the mutation that happens through the 3, that ordering, that newness that comes out, that is provided to us through this right angle cross of laws, that will represent itself, but it has to be based off of old traditional laws. It is so important for us to know that, because the matrix that is holding us together, it's from the origination. And then as we expand, as we move out, as we mutate and evolve, then there is going to be these newness, this new ordering that'll take place. And I'm talking a lot about genetics here because the 3 and the 60 have a lot to do with our genetic mutative energy. So mostly what you're going to notice here is that the people that carry this, they are the traditionalists. Now, when we take a look at, for example, right here, the human design system, you see that the human design body graph has 9 centers, 9 energy hubs. And the tradition of this is the 5 center and the 7 centered chakra systems. Now there's a 9 center chakra system. However, you have traditionalists that only want to believe in the 7 centers. So remember, we have the 56 here. There's a lot about belief. So that's what's really important to know here, is that there has to be this traditional laws in order to build on and mutate. So human design mutated, we mutated, and what it's bringing to us is off the traditional chakras, we are now expanded and evolved into a 9-centered being. So that's really what the right angle cross of laws, that's what is bringing us, is this traditional energy. So if this is you, if you come in on this, you're providing this traditional energy for us, these traditional laws, so that we can then build on that mutative energy. Now, when we look at the juxtaposition cross of limitation, what we're doing here is the 60 is locked into limitation and is only focused on purpose, because we have the 28 and the 27 underneath now. So the laws are established based off of purpose. That's what happens here. So we're taking something more traditional and we are bringing this old law in because we're going to root our purpose in that old law. So we need these people again. So these are the traditionalists that believe in the seven-centered chakra system. And they hold true to it. And they find their purpose in it. They teach chakra balancing and all that kind of stuff. That's all old energy that's brought forward so that we can mutate. And then when we have the left angle cross of distraction, how we look at this is that in the first variation of distraction, they get in the way. They are there to distract us, and they will try to distract you away from what's progressive. That's really who they are. So what the 60th gate is doing is that it has to do a job, and it has to hold on to the old. So it just can't leap into anything new. It can never give up the limitation of those old laws. It can never give up in the sense that this is the law. I'm a 60 and I'm always going to be looking at the original law. That's what the 60 says. So it's built on the tradition. And what will happen here is that this particular left angle cross of distraction will actually distract us from the progressive movement, which is okay. We need all of this. So again, when I look at this, I look at the distraction of the seven-centered chakra system, the astrology, only believing in astrology, continuing to believe in astrology, and not being able to accept and bring in the human design aspect and seeing this as the quantum versus a very linear astrological thing. So the distractions are there. They're built to be there. And that is completely perfect because we need to have tradition. So if this is who you are designed to bring us tradition. You are designed to bring us and ground us in all of those old laws. And then allow for whomever in the world that carries a different purpose to bring that new mutative energy. And those are the people that will teach the progress. You're teaching the limitation and the laws and the distraction of the old. All right, we'll coach on this and have fun.